Okay, so in this video, we're going to make an automotive gauge. It's going to be a dial style gauge. When you have a Google around and have a look for gauges, they are 52 millimeter bodies on these gauges. So there are plenty of different sized ones you can get. Obviously, some are not all exactly the same size, but 52 mil seems to be the standard size. So we're going to make one of these. It's going to be a nice little footprint. The actual type of gauge itself, that's up to you in terms of placement of all your sort of units and all that sort of stuff. We'll work that stuff out later, but I'm going to give you the demo on how to make the body, the window, the face, all the elements, integrate the servo, and go from there. So head into Fusion. Here's what the example is going to look like. And what we're going to do is we're going to create one sketch, and that's going to create almost all the bodies that we'll need, except for the needle. And it's just one sketch, and they're all revolves, which we use to create most of those features. So head into this sketch. That's what we're going to create. So I'm going to fire up a new design. May have to jump back across to that at some point to reference that. We always want to use hybrid design when we're creating things with multiple components. So hybrid, create new. All right, so we're going to create our sketch. We ideally want that front face to be the front of the gauge. So we're going to draw on the right-hand side here. And the window, the glass window at the front, we're using acrylic. We're using 3 millimeter acrylic. So we're going to create from the origin point upwards. It is going to be a 50 mil diameter, so 25 mil radius, tab across 3 mil, because we have 3 mil acrylic. So this will be the window itself. It will revolve around this axis here where the red line is. Next part we're going to make is the ring, which holds this window onto the gauge's body itself. So I'm just going to use the line tool, and just somewhere along this first part of this line, I'm going to create a line which comes out 1 millimeter. And now I'm going to set a dimension. So this line currently is just floating. It is locked into 1 millimeter. We're going to set that so it is 1.5 millimeters. So it will overlap the front face of the window there. I'm going to create another line now. So L, line tool. This one's going to be a construction line, so I'll turn construction on, draw a line up 5 millimeters. It's easy enough to forget. Turn your construction off. Otherwise, everything else after this point will be construction lines. So create another line. Top of this, it's going to be 3 millimeters. And back down, 2.5 millimeters. And across 5 millimeters. And now what we're going to do is join the dots. So down 1 millimeter, and we'll join this across to this face here. So this will be the ring, which will wrap around the window. Just going to create an arc for the front here. So arc, 3-point arc, from this point to this point, and drop it in. We'll use a dimension tool on here and set that to 5 mil. That just gives you a nice rounded beveled edge to the gauge. Okay, so next thing we're going to draw in is a line from the back of the gauge, the back of the window. It is going to be in line with this one, and it is going to start, so here, go back 9.6 millimeters. Again, a dimension, so D for dimension. It's going to be 1.5 as well. So this is going to be the sort of inside edge of the main body, and it's going to sort of lock this window into place. But we're going to get the rectangle tool again, and from this point here, we're going to create the face of the gauge. Here, So I'll just hit the tab key, jump across. So I've got 3mm on the width because we're using the same 3mm acrylic. I'm just going to drop it here for the moment. And then I'm going to use the dimension tool again, D, from the origin point to here. The servo is going to stick through this point here, so it is going to be as a 12mm hole in the 12mm stub on the center of the servo, so it is going to be 6mm. So this is the sort of inside, that's going to be the face of the gauge. So we'll draw in the rest of the body now. So line from this point here, 38.6 all the way back. I'm going to draw that all the way back down to the origin point. Now, that won't lock in automatically, so we want to make sure that that is perfectly aligned to the origin point. So I'm just going to make sure that point is selected, horizontal, vertical, and then select the origin point, makes them aligned to each other. Now, we're going to put a bit of a fillet on this corner here. So fillet on that corner is going to be 10mm. And we will also use the offset tool. Now for chain selection, it will choose the whole lot. So I'm just going to select individual curves, which will be these two here. I'm going to drag them inboard minus 1.5. So that's going to be the thickness of the body, 1.5mm thick. Through the sides here, I just wanted it a touch thicker because we want the face to sit up against the shoulder here. So I'm just going to run again somewhere along that line, draw a line all the way back. Probably have it just overlap. D for dimension, and this to be 1.5 as well. And I'm just going to use my trim tool to get rid of the excess stuff here. So trim, lose those bits. So this hasn't gone light blue, which means there's a hole somewhere, and that hole is here. So we can join dots there. We actually want a hole in the back of our gauge of 8mm. So I draw a line across here, D for dimension, and it is going to be 4mm away. So they'll create an 8mm hole in the back of the gauge. The last thing we have to put in is going to be the stub, which will sit through here, which will sit on the end of the servo. So we're going to build the stub. So it's about 1mm away from here. We're going to go almost in line with this, 5.8, leaving a bit of a gap, so it's slightly smaller, just in case it does get pushed in and foul against, it's going to avoid fouling against the face. 6.3 on the depth, that one. Just going to make sure that those two are 1mm apart from each other. And again, we'll go horizontal, vertical on those two just to lock it at the same height. Now there is a little notch in the bottom of this. I'm just going to rough this in so we can add the final dimensions. So the stub on the servo, the actual the output shaft, is 4.8. So 4.8 divided by 2, 2.4. And it is 3mm deep. So I usually make it, again, so we don't avoid sort of rubbing on the face of the servo, 2.9. So even if you push it all the way on as hard as you can, it shouldn't be fouling on the face of the servo. So that's the rationale behind that dimension. So this is more or less done now. So we'll hit finish sketch, and we can start doing the revolves. So revolve, these are all going to be revolved around the same axis. So choose this one. The axis it's going to revolve around will be this one. It spins up the main body. Give it a name. So under body, where it says body 1, I'm just going to change that to main body. We're going to turn that sketch back on, and then we can revolve off some of these other elements. So revolve, I'm going to do this one. Axis will be the same again, this blue line. It will automatically want to join, so you don't want to change that to new body. Okay, so now body 2, ring, and then we've got 3 more bodies, and because they're not touching each other, we should be able to revolve them in one step. So revolve, 1, 2, 3. The axis is going to be that one, new body. So I'll just hide that sketch now. I'll call the front one window, turn it off. I call this one stub. I'll call body my body 5 face. Great. We can paint them up as well. A on the keyboard will bring up your appearance menu. So one that I want to use for the front, I go to plastic and transparent. I'm going to put a clear acrylic on this front face, or whatever colors you want on the other faces. So, next video I'll go through doing the interior features.